Ladies
and gentlemen, children of all ages, thanks for joining our show. We're in the Jan City podcast tonight with Adam, Juan, and Shay, otherwise known as the CosPlay Dads. Let's hear it for these gentlemen, and they're going to spend some time with us in the studio talking about what they do in their part-time as far as making costumes, joining up in all the Comic-Cons, winning awards, being judges, and what it's like to be a dad involved in cosplay, doing a full-time job, and that kind of gig. Here we go. Let's go. Let's start with Adam. Tell everyone a little bit about you.
All right, well, I'm Adam, Hotshot Cosplay. If you guys follow me, that's wicked. If not, make sure you do. I've got a little 4-year-old boy. His name's Jackson. He likes to cosplay with me. And he does all sorts of fun stuff like Link, Cullen from Dragon Age, all the cool boy things.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Then next we've got Juan. Juan had just finished winning an award as well, Best of Show at the Calgary Comic-Con. He's going to be a judge at the upcoming Drumheller Comic-Con. And he is well known for a series of costumes. I'll let him start talking about all those now. Go ahead, Juan.
So the latest one is the Krogan Drac. Shout out to two wonderful ladies who sculpted the mask and got the bones and the arm, prosthetic arm. That's Twin Flame Fabrications, Liz and Laura. Love you guys. Want to give a shout out.
It's okay.
I'm a dad too. Definitely been doing this for a long time. I've done a lot of costumes. I'm also known for the Baymax and some interesting electronic stuff that I put into my costumes because I love doing that kind of stuff. So
cool.
Yeah.
We've got Shay next. Shay, introduce yourself as well and let us all know what your specialty is and what you do all day.
All right. Well, my name's Shay. I'm a dad. I have a picture getting taken.
Go in towards Jen.
There we go.
You're just not on the screen right now.
There we go.
There we
go. All right. And I like leaning on one. That's my favorite pastime.
Look at this guy, everybody.
I have a little girl. She's 7. She cosplays with me.
Yeah.
She actually directs a lot of the stuff I'm going to do. At first, she didn't. No, actually, right off the bat, she did. First expo we went to, we walked around. She was 2. And when she was done, she's like, I want to do that, Dad. And I'm like, who do you want me to be? She said Deadpool. I'm like, okay. So kicked off Deadpool and hers Merida. And it was fun. It was a blast. And then we just kept going more and more and more. So.
That's awesome. That's awesome to hear. We've also got some of your guys' work here in the studio tonight. We're going to show you guys some of their stuff. We've got this gun that they've made by hand. And look at this bad boy. We've got some of the helmets that these guys have fabricated. And we've got the Daft Punk helmet as well. So we're going to show this to all you guys, and we're going to talk about how this was made and all that. Angie, our lovely assistant, is going to pass us one of these helmets right now. I think she's going to start with the orange one at the end there. And we're going to talk about that and show you guys a little bit of their construction, the work that they do, and explain a little bit about how and why and that good stuff too. A lot of you dads out there might have a big interest in Marvel and the comics and just everything right out there in video games, and you're wondering how all these people get involved, and that's what these guys are here about tonight to explain. Here you go. Whose helmet is that?
That one's mine. That's my my latest mask I made. It's
nerves.
Deathstroke from
DC.
Yeah, DC Arkham City, Arkham games with Batman games, and this one is actually made out of peppercurl, which is a paper folding, taping, putting together kind of thing, like an origami thing, with about 100 and some odd little pieces, and they all get taped together to make something a little bit bigger. And then what I did was I basically fiberglassed it, fiberglass resin, and then a little bit of Bondo and a lot of sanding and some time, and took it from a blocky little sculpture to something that's smooth and round, and added additional detail and, of course, paint. The back I made out of an EVA foam just to make it nice and light.
Nice.
With straps.
Looks really good. Looks really well built.
Yeah.
Can you try it on? Show everybody what it looks like on?
Yeah, wear it, Deathstroke.
Let's see what it looks like, everybody. Have a look.
There you
Wow,
go.
this is badass.
You can't see from this side.
Absolutely no eyesight on this right side, but lots on the left. And yeah. And how does it feel? Is it nice and comfy?
It's actually not bad. This one's not bad. If you can hear me in there.
Yeah.
It's actually not bad. It's lined with some EVA foam as well, so everything's nice and squishy on the inside.
So how long does something like this take a person to do? Like, how much would this take you?
This one was I think about 20 hours start to finish, and the majority of it actually was putting all the pieces of paper together.
Okay.
And because it's
Being tricky
it's
about
tedious.
it.
Yeah, because when we're talking pieces, we're talking some of the pieces are like centimeter by centimeter by like 5 centimeters.
Okay.
Which you would never know because it's now gone.
Yeah, it's all painted and molded together. But
yeah,
the makeup of that was all little pieces together.
Yeah. It's and you use like a rigid cardstock as opposed to like a normal paper, right? Because the paper would just fold.
Okay.
If you tried to resin it afterwards.
Angie, do you want to pass us our next helmet, honey?
Aha, this one. I love this one.
This one's going to shock you and rock you.
It's
Watch this one.
Freaking amazing.
Let's pass her this one back. We'll exchange. Here we go. We got a lovely assistant tonight, Angie Coombs. Check her out online at angiec.ca.
Thank you, Angie.
Singer-songwriter, makes all kinds of cool stuff. We all know who this is. Check this out. Iron Man. Come on. Tony
Batman?
Stark, right? Nothing. This looks
Bruce Wayne?
amazing. I'm holding it in my
Almost.
hand, ladies and gentlemen. I can see some circuitry inside, LED lighting, more circuitry,
Absolutely.
rechargeable batteries. It looks like it actually opens up for fresh air. Check this hinge out. Check that out. That's cool. So whose helmet is this?
So this would be mine.
Adam. Here we go. Adam's going to explain this.
All right, so this was pretty much done the same method we talked about earlier with Pepicura. So again, started off as pieces of paper on, little pieces of paper that you cut out, glued
Shay, you
together.
got some peeps there. Say hi.
And that's,
Hey, Larissa.
that's the start of it. And then about 40 hours of cutting and gluing and sanding and crap later, we end up with this. Now,
40 hours?
About 40 hours. Yeah.
Holy moly.
So that's a work week for most of you.
Of course. Yeah. That's on that every day for a week.
Yeah,
8 hours a day.
I did an entire suit in this format, and it took about 10 months.
How much does a suit weigh? Isn't that heavy on you?
It weighs about 130 pounds. So
oh, yeah.
You're carrying
the
that
way
for
I
sure.
like to explain it to people is it's like wearing another person who's made out of car.
Of course.
It's the easiest
We
way to
punish
explain it.
ourselves as
Let's all
dads.
just wear another person made out of
But
car
yeah.
on our back. I love that.
But yeah, this thing
What's up,
opens
Steve? What's up, JP?
And if you
Hey,
guys want to
JP.
take a bit of a look, let's show you some of the cool stuff in here.
Shield Labs.
So-
Shield Labs is tuning in right now. We got a bunch of people.
There
Sure.
is all the electronics. How's it going? Shield Labs. How's it going, guys? So,
Yeah, don't show shield.
where this gets really cool is that this helmet is wirelessly connected to my suit. So the suit has a bunch of flaps, shoulder guns, lasers, all sorts of crap that I control with just my voice. And it's actually locked to my voice. So if I gave this to Juan, he can't actually use it. But yeah, and we also have Jarvis, who...
It's locked to your voice. Explain that a little bit. The
So-
helmet is?
Yeah.
So it will not perform its lighting array. It won't do any
It
of
won't
its
do
voice
anything
commands. It
unless
won't
you're-
microwave any of the Michelinas late at night without Juan's voice?
without my voice.
Oh, I see.
So it's
So
synced
no
up to my
Michelinas,
vocal.
Juan. This
No,
thing
I
is
can't
programmed to
control
Adam.
it and
That's
speak
it.
to it and be like,
Yeah.
shut down.
Yeah.
Well, he's in it.
Lights off in the entire house. I'm going to bed.
Yeah. But the nice part is we have Jarvis. Now, Jarvis actually lives inside the chest. He's not in the helmet, but he, through a wireless link, can actually get to a set of... Might be hard to see. This
So
little
we're making
black
fun
guy.
of this, but Jarvis, it sounds pretty high tech. This
He
thing
is,
is
yeah.
this thing is running the entire costume.
Yeah, he
eh?
talks back to
You've
me.
got like a
and he tells me what to
CPU.
do. Yeah.
Hey,
There's
so
a
Jarvis
very
is the CPU.
Pretty much.
Pretty cool.
A very small
Pretty
computer
cool.
in the chest of it, and I can control the whole suit without wearing it, just by having the helmet on.
Wow.
So yeah.
That's awesome, you guys. How many hours did you put in this Iron Man entirety?
Like I said, it was about 10 months. I couldn't track the
10
hours.
months. Amazing.
So, and I was working on it every day.
So it's functioning. It lights up. It's
Yeah.
got a CPU.
Exactly.
What can it do? What can it do? What does it do?
There's a bunch of flight flaps, flight surfaces on the back that it can open up. It's got repulsors in both of the hands that it can essentially tell it to run an attack sequence. So it'll either flash the two hands and then the unibeam from the chest,
Yeah.
or I can tell it just to do the right hand or the left hand or the unibeam.
Wow.
So, there's a whole bunch of stuff it does. And sometimes Jarvis picks up a little bit of background noise. And
Yeah.
so you're just wandering around normally and hear some background noise and it sounds like unibeam.
Oh.
And when it fires the unibeam, it's 7 of these super bright LEDs.
Okay.
and at 100% power, which is what it goes to,
Yeah.
it whites out cameras.
Oh my god.
So you
So
can't
there's
see nothing.
Nothing but
Yeah.
white noise.
Yeah.
Nothing but windows.
It also
Well, that's crazy.
It gets pretty hot, so it's got its own air conditioning unit and everything inside the chest as well.
In the suit.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
more
a
so
great
for the
idea.
computer, but I get to benefit that.
That's a great idea.
So.
Angie, do you want to pass us our next helmet?
Which one do you want to wear?
I'll wear it later
At
on.
the end?
Two of us should wear one, actually.
Yeah, we can. We can
And then
wear
we'll just
this
do a
over.
little shot with just the two heads for Daft Punk.
Sounds good.
Yeah, we'll
Oh,
do a
is this
photo of
Daft
that.
Punk right here?
Yes, it is. Is it Swans?
Yeah.
Let's pass her back Iron Man. Or maybe we can just leave it here on the table. I'll just put it down here. Maybe people can still see it.
So,
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, a little bit.
it might not show up because it's pretty bright, but these are. This one does have lights right now, and it's sound activated. The helmet was. This one's a little different process.
Oh, wow. Look at that in there. Neat.
So when you talk, boom, boom, you can. If there's music, you can see it goes off.
Yeah.
And then there's just EL wiring. I did this one actually quite a few years back. It was one of my first ones, and then I got a couple of friends that helped me out. But this one is a little different. It's actually just a clay mold, and then thrown in a bucket, without the visor. Just the visor is separate. It's a thermoplastic with tint, actually car tint, just straight shade car tint. And this is a cast resin. So you basically make a mold out of clay, and then you put it in a bucket and you fill it with sand, and then you put latex around it, latex foam. And then you basically make sure you've got some holes and pour in the resin, and you get this nice plastic cast, which then unfortunately you get a lot of seam lines, and so you have to do a lot of sanding and getting rid of this. So you can sort of see a seam line that comes across there from the back. So, but same thing. There's some electronics in there, as you can see, because it works with your voice, and so the EL and LEDs work that way.
Nice.
And I've done a few others now since then, and then it's fun. They're fun to wear. This is kind of the final helmet that gets worn for Beatbot. So that's my DJ stereo robot.
Nice.
Homage to Daft Punk, obviously.
Tell everyone about Beatbot a little bit and how all that started.
So
'Cause that's your Instagram handle as well.
Yeah, so Beatbot.
number one.
So back in I think it was 2005, I was going to cons, and basically I started off with Darth Vader, but then I met this gentleman from Atlanta who produced this amazing mobile DJ robot suit, and his name is Art the Guy. He's a fantastic artist. And basically we started talking, and we wanted to build a robot nation, and that's where Beatbot came to be.
I own a website called the blog called Robot Love.
Yeah, Robot Love.
Robotlove.ca.
Yeah. So I love big robots. I love robots. I cannot lie.
Big butts. I love that song.
So
Big
big
bots.
bots,
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
cannot lie. No other Autobots can deny. That was one of my first builds, and it did take me about almost 10 months to do. It's fully. It's got marine amps, huge batteries. It needs fans to keep you
Marine
cool.
amps. Oh my god.
And because what I wanted was loud. I wanted to be able to be in a crowd and just blast music really loud. And so basically you're a walking boombox is what it is. So,
and does it do Bluetooth or just play some MP3s or take a little
anything.
SD card?
It'll take the phone. I have an aux cable, or it could do Bluetooth because there's a Bluetooth module. Now it's
Cool.
actually removable and can go into different things. So
Yeah.
if you go to Beatbot 1 and you go down my Instagram, you'll see that I make everything's got music in it pretty much. I try to have music in all my cosplays if I can. So in that way, as technology has improved, things get smaller. So actually costumes can get smaller. Because when Beatbot was built, there was no small amps, no small batteries. And now that batteries are getting more efficient, you can buy battery packs and just get a USB micro adapter for power. Yeah, you can go pretty small and still sound really loud. So that's kind of like my next project now. So, yeah.
Well, let's get Shay back on the mic here. Let's hear from you. What I want to do is, since it's about being cosplay dads, and it's about other people being able to build some of the stuff at home, I'd like you guys to give some tips right now. So Shay, I'd like you to start with maybe 2 tips. Start with 1 and 2 of what you could tell other dads out there on getting started in this kind of genre, okay?
Like I mentioned before, my daughter and I went to the first one, and she wanted to be a character. And so her first cosplay we bought. And that's, for little girls, something like a princess is perfect, just to see if they like it. Mm-hmm. And then when they start develop, get a little bit older, and they develop different tastes, maybe outside of princesses, you can tell them, you can be that as well. Mm-hmm. And my daughter actually fell in love with Teen Titans Go. And I know a lot of people out there hate that show, but it's awesome for little kids, and it's pretty funny for adults.
It's not a bad show. It's a pretty good show.
And my daughter actually took a liking to actually all the bad guys, so that shows you what kind of mindset she has. So she started watching these things, and she's like, "Dad, I want to be a character named Tara." And it actually helped a little bit because she looked an awful lot like them. So sometimes your kids, not always, will be like, I look like that character, I want to be that character, and that's fine. And it so happened that she just loved this little character who looked an awful lot like her. And the good thing with some of those things, a lot of the pieces were pretty easy to put together for her, for that costume. It wasn't really elaborate. Valley Village is like a cosplayer's best friend. You go in there and you can find so many things that you just normally can't find in some other stores. And I was able to make her an awesome little... we got a picture. Yeah.
So everybody, let's go to a Rogue and his little lady on Instagram. That's this handle for him. It's a Rogue and his little lady. Spell it out as a sentence as such, and you'll find all kinds of cool pictures. We've got a few here of his daughter. You've got a few from the last Comic-Con they attended, and some of their award-winning costumes as well on here. Tell us about this last Comic-Con. I'm looking at a picture of you and Juan here in your two costumes. Day 3, Calgary Expo, Deathstroke, right,
yep.
And Krogan. How long did it take you to make the Deathstroke costume? Did you just do that this year? Is it new?
Yeah, that one's brand new. It didn't take me as long as they normally take me. The mask, like I said, took me about 20-ish hours. The costume itself.
Where's the mask there?
It's under my arm. It's crooked under my arm.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
that's
So
what
it's
we
this
saw.
mask right here.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah, but as you see, that character has an eye patch, so
that's right. And that side of the mask is broken.
Yeah, so you
need to have a hole there, right?
Yeah.
So, and also for me, I grew up the goatee that he has and dyed it white specifically for the cosplay, just because it adds a little bit more, because I hate wearing that mask. I hate wearing all masks. I did dye it. And
how does the eye patch stay on there? Is there a little clamp around the head?
No, actually, I glued that on. I basically took.
Oh wow!
It's a really light, thin EVA foam. I cut it out to what the shape I wanted to. I poked about 1 million little holes in it so I could get some light out, so some bit of depth perception. And then I used liquid latex to actually glue it on.
Wow!
And it works actually pretty well.
Way to go!
And then, but the rest of the costume probably took me about 20 hours for the rest of the costume as well. But I did one the previous year, and I just basically used all the old patterns. And that's another thing that cosplayers should do. I know Juan doesn't want to do it, but I make patterns for everything.
I don't
save templates. I template everything.
No, I don't template, but that's okay.
Well, there's a tip right there. Let's template things. Okay, let's give everybody a tip, right?
Yeah.
I use heavy stock, like a card stock, when I do my templates. And I draw them out as neat as possible. A lot of times when you transfer it, though, to like a foam, you might realize that when you make the foam do what you want it to do, say if it was for like a gauntlet around your arm, and you wrap around your arm, or like a bracer, you might find out it's too small. So sometimes your templates have to increase in size, and that's a big one, actually.
Let's talk about that for a second, size. Like, you guys are a certain size, you build these costumes to you now. Do they fit anybody else? Are they just for the now? Like, that kind of thing? Are they just one size fits now?
Well, my stuff is all built for me.
Okay.
But I do a lot of work
I'm looking at
commission
here.
based.
This looks amazing.
So,
you?
Yeah, that's me.
Wow.
So yeah, I do a lot of commissions, so I actually get to make a lot of stuff for other people as well.
Gotcha. We're looking at Adam's Instagram now, ladies and gentlemen. It's on Hotshot Cosplay on Instagram. So look up Hotshot Cosplay, and you'll see his killer costume of his Iron Man suit here.
Oh,
there we go. I think you're back.
Are we back? Yeah, we're back.
You're back. Check it out.
But yeah, so when I make stuff for other people, you see these a lot in movie castings. You call it costume cards. So if I'm doing something for someone remotely who's not local, you can just send them a costume card and email. They measure themselves and then send it back, and I can work off that measurement. It's always a little nerve-wracking working for someone who's not in the same city. So
I bet.
I
can't have them try it on.
Can't come over and all right, try this on, see how it fits, take what I need to do.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's pretty straightforward. Measurements are, unfortunately, math is math.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I use a lot of math to scale it. And stuff.
So let's talk about your soldier costume here. What is this one from?
That's the Pathfinder from Mass Effect Andromeda.
Okay.
So actually, the picture you're looking at now, that's Commander Shepard from the original trilogy, and this is from the brand new game that just came out a month ago.
Oh wow! So how'd you know about that costume in advance? Like
Well, I've been waiting for this game about 5 years.
Yeah.
oh my goodness! Okay. So you're deep in the underground.
I was
what's
waiting
happening.
for it, and I was watching and watching, and then back in December, they just started dropping their first teaser trailers.
Okay.
And I grabbed every image I could. I went through the teaser trailer about 100
Look
times.
how deep this guy goes, ladies and gentlemen.
And just kind of scaled it out and built it out from there. And
that is amazing.
Yeah.
That is amazing. Way to go. And here you are. Is this you kissing the Krogan here?
I kissed a Krogan and I liked it.
Little Katy Perry spin off on that. I love it. The Krogan. Let's move to Juan now for a minute. Beatbot1. Go to his Instagram anytime. That's Beatbot1. And check out this Krogan costume. So Juan, tell everyone why the Krogan, where the Krogan comes from for those that don't know, because it's kind of a rarity. What makes someone spend the rest of their life building something this massive? Give us a little insight into that journey.
Like I said, I'm kind of known for big costumes.
Yeah.
That's it's not my thing. I don't like to call it a thing. I do a lot of different things, and I do commissions as well. Helmets, I do a lot of helmets, but actually, it was Adam that contacted me for a project, and it wasn't Mass Effect related. But then, I'm just going to say it. He threw tacos at me, and he bent my arm, and I said, yes, I'll do a Krogan. So Liz and Laura offered tacos as well. So I was like, I had a big supply of tacos, and so that was good.
Wow. How many tacos did you eat in the making of the Krogan?
Actually, we ate a freaking lot of tacos, haven't we? We're kind of sick of tacos right now, but...
I'm a bit of a taco addict myself.
Yeah, we had some amazing tacos. And so the tacos convinced me, and I abandoned a few other projects that I was working on. And just really focused on the Krogan.
I really want everyone in the audience to spend some time, go back to Instagram and check out Beatbot1 and really see the depth and the size and dimension of this costume. You guys will be really shocked to see the work on this. So let's talk about hours, because everything's about a project. How many hours in the Krogan?
Well, actually, that one, it was a really fast build, given the size. I started, my first foam cut picture was January 22nd.
Okay.
And I finished it... I don't know, April 25th.
April 25th, yeah, about that.
The day of the con, or the next day of the con, or actually the second day of the con, I finished it.
So about 3 months in the making.
Yeah, 3 months, 90 days.
3 months in the making.
90 days.
That's really quick.
Yeah.
I mean, there was 5 of us.
Yeah.
Oh, so 5 of you guys
So there
helped.
was-
So
yeah.
you were into it, Adam, and everybody else?
Everybody kind of.
Why don't you give a
grabbed
shout out
chunk
to everyone
and-
else that was
yeah,
there and
so,
say hi to them and thank you?
The 2 ladies who did all
Twin
our
Flames.
prosthetics was
Hi, Tina.
Twin Flames Fabrication. They're on Instagram and Facebook. That's Liz and Laura. My wife, Mandy, she did all our sewing. And, I did the armor, pitched in where I could with the other projects. And
Yeah, it was fun. We really put our nose to the grind on this one. There was a lot of... We didn't sleep
Hey, Scott.
for 90 days.
Wow,
Sleep
90 days, no sleep, balls deep all the way in?
Oh, yeah.
pretty much. You look at your options of what stuff you can give up.
Pretty much,
and
I love it.
You can't give up water.
So where were the tacos being delivered
You can give
from?
up showers.
Did you guys
Skip
max
the
out your
dishes,
credit
man.
cards
Skip
on
the
Just
dishes.
Eat and skip the dishes and all that?
And that's where tacos came from, because they were easy. We
man.
could buy a party pack.
Of course,
and,
yeah.
Yeah.
And you guys just mowed down tacos and made crazy cool shit.
And crazy cool shit.
Pretty-
yeah.
So let's talk. So you guys, you spent 90 days on your costume. You got the inside tip on yours. You're working on yours with your daughter, and you're going deep on the helmet and all these things. You get to the Comic-Con, and then what happens? Did you guys win anything? Did anyone give a shit? Did they take your picture? Were you the stars? Tell us about that.
Well, for me, everyone likes seeing kids dress up. So everyone comes in to see my daughter. We had 4 costumes each this year.
Okay, so you swap throughout the show?
Certain
time in this one?
One on Thursday, one on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
So one for each day?
Yep, yeah, and usually on Thursday nights it's relaxed. So I had my original Deadpool costume I had from about 4 years ago.
Yep.
My daughter had a Raven costume from Teen Titans Go, which I made, and she liked wearing that.
You say it's relaxed on Thursday. What does that mean? Less
Well,
photo taking?
for me, it's like I put on stuff that's not going to drive me up the wall because I just got off work and then I'm just going straight there. I don't want to. I put something on that takes 10 minutes. And
Gotcha.
That's it. Except for
quick and easy on that night.
Getting a little bigger in the stomach, so it not as flexible. So the zipper on the back of that Deadpool is getting worse every year until it pops.
Made for me right now. That's right. That's what size is it right now? Yeah. That's what size it is.
A lot of people take pictures of my daughter. The next day, we were with Juan and a group of other people, and we did a punk rock Wizard of Oz.
That's cool.
My daughter was a punk rock flying monkey.
Nice.
I was a scarecrow. He was a Tin Man. And
I saw the Tin Man. And the 3D printed heart and parts and all these things. Yeah.
A bunch of other friends that were just all their costumes were just awesome. We actually had. I think Mark Meir stopped us from
Mark Meir stopped us,
and, the voice actor, and he's up in Edmonton as well, but he stopped us for a picture, which was nice. Ming Chen from Comic Book Man.
Oh, yeah.
We stopped him and made him take a picture.
We basically like, Ming!
Jumped out, grabbed him.
That's awesome. That's wicked.
It was good. It was good. And then for Saturday, I did the Deathstroke, which that mask.
Yeah.
And my daughter was Tara. And then Sunday, I was a character named Mr. Zaz. But if you follow my facial hair progression, first day I had a full beard. By the end, I had my head shaved and my face shaved.
Oh, cool, cool.
So,
you had this planned out. Listen to the details, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.
Facial
These
hair
guys,
and haircuts.
Yeah. They are so coordinated in their execution, their masterpiece, 90 days in the making, going underground, executing 4 different costumes, 4 days in a row, with 4 different features and 4 different characters and 4 different flows. Like, my goodness, who does this? Right here. Cosplay Dads.
Crazy guys. Yeah.
Cosplay Dads. That's all right, Rude. Welcome, Rude. Cosplay Dads right here. Okay, so let's move to Juan a little bit. Tell us about the Krogan. How did that affect the crowd? What did people say? Give us just a quick 5 things that you heard as far as feedback out of people's mouths.
A lot of wow.
So tons of wow.
And
okay.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
And I gotta get a picture with Krogan.
Oh, good. Photo.
And then, how do you see from that? That's a number one question.
One,
yeah. How do you see?
Did they think that the eyes that were in the head there were like supposed to be your eyes to see?
Yeah, pretty much. Or like they were looking above my head.
I gotta say, you guys gotta see this costume in life. The eyes were killer. They were so well
It actually
done.
looks like,
well done.
I used to have to pull down my mouth and show my face and be like, I'm right here.
So where did you look through? Did you look through the mouth part?
There's striations. Liz and Laura cut some really nice vents underneath, and when I put a plastic mesh, so that people couldn't see underneath because it's pretty high, right?
Yeah.
And the other part where I got a lot of ventilation from was the mouth. The mouth is very flexible, so I could pull it down and look through.
Cool.
So,
cool.
But no, Krogan was a fun build. I wore it for 18 hours.
My God.
10 hours.
You lost some weight that day.
I did. It was fantastic.
It's like a sweaty spa experience.
I put it on at 9:30, and I think, I took it off at like 7.
Yeah, 7.
Wow.
Yeah, at 7, and then I put it on again the next day, right early, around 11 o'clock, and then I didn't take it off until after what they call a wild card shoot.
Do you guys build in air conditioning in these things?
There was supposed to be. The battery was removed because of balance, and unfortunately, I suffered, but it's fun.
Man, the amount of work you put into this stuff, the days, the hours, and the excruciating, sweaty pain of delivering this during the show is unbelievable. Unbelievable. Did you get an award for the Krogan?
Yeah, actually the group did.
So the whole group won?
We won Best of Show.
So we're sitting in the winner's circle of the Calgary Comic Con, one of them anyway, and that's these guys here. So what'd you guys win?
Well, we won Best in Show.
Best in Show, there you go. Top of the food chain. Yeah. Top of the food chain. Congratulations, boys.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Oh, that wasn't me.
Well, but I beat them individually. He's beat us individually.
Okay.
He's got 2 beats. He's beat me and he's beat Adam.
This is a competition. Don't let these guys pretend they're friends.
Doesn't let it go.
Yeah, they're acting like friends, but they are serious competitors, these 3 right
No,
here, okay, ladies and gentlemen? No, they're buddies too. They're buddies.
Actually, my favoriteest moment when he was in the Krogan costume is when he took it off and someone screamed, "It's not just an alien; it's an illegal alien."
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, it was me.
Yeah, he said it. It's an illegal alien inside an alien.
It was very funny.
Very
Well, I
racist.
mean, it's a very clever disguise.
It is.
I love it. I love it.
So, but it took a lot of hours to build Krogan. But the team, like I said, the team was fabulous, and we all punished each other. Like Liz was Jol, which is a character if you know Mass Effect, and she has like these horse dog feet legs.
Oh yeah.
And they made these platforms, and
They're
I like
about,
the goat feet. There's goat
Yeah.
feet too.
More or less, and they're about like a foot and a half.
they're like a foot.
Crazy shit.
And she wore that all day too. So it was freaking amazing. And but yeah, you punish your body, and it's worth it.
I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear you. So what else can we tell? I think we haven't really got to giving anybody any tips yet.
Well,
we're getting into the show pretty deep. Let's give out some tips. Maybe with one per person if you want.
Sure.
But if you sound like you have something on the tip of your mind. Go.
Yeah, it's just like
What is this about? What does someone spend? Like, let me ask you some things. As they see this costume, the Krogan, best of show, big costume, you can see just by the look of it that you've put time, energy, materials, and everything into it. What's the price tag? What does someone invest in a costume like that? Is that $2,000? Is that $4,000? Is that $10,000 by the time you add up all the tacos, the friend time? All the supplies,
it can get
the
pretty
favors, the sponsorships that you ask for free on this or that.
Yeah.
Like, tell us about that struggle. What is that like?
Well,
Is
it's
it
a big
thousands?
struggle. Yeah, it can be.
Okay.
It absolutely can be. But you have to be creative, and that's I guess one of the things where I'm one where I don't mind going to the Looney store. I don't mind going to Value Village.
So you got a credit card at Dollarama now?
A Dollarama credit card, yeah. Or if you want to give me gift cards, give me Dollarama gift cards.
I get it.
Because sometimes you don't have to reinvent the wheel. There's things that
Yeah.
are already out there that you could tear apart, readjust, rejig, whatever, and go from there. That saves costs. That really reduces costs. And then, one of the things that a lot of money goes towards is glue. Freaking contact cement. That could be so expensive.
So we need the 5-gallon, 10-gallon industrial
Yeah.
size of that stuff?
Yeah, and there's only a certain kind that really works really well with.
Is it 3M?
No, Barge.
Barge. Let people know. We're trying to
Barge
get some tips here.
is well, and actually, I told Tandy Leather they had a booth at the expo, and they didn't have, and they're the ones who sell Barge as well because they sell it for leather, right?
Yep.
And like, bring it! You could have brought it. You would have been selling out like crazy because
Yeah, things like that sell, right? Those supplies. are
it
what
kills
people
brain
need.
cells. But
So do you guys have ventilation and masks going on or any of that stuff?
Officially, yes.
yes,
A little bit of this, a little bit of that.
But we did a good portion of this build live on Twitch.
yes.
So it's really hard to do a live stream and talk to your audience when you.
Of course.
So yeah, we're working with toxic glue, and nobody's got a mask on. At the end of the night, you go upstairs, you get some fresh air, and you're like, "Holy
Why
crap!"
am I dizzy?
Well, you ever smell good, eh?
Yeah.
Like the air. Oh,
But-
that's so good.
Yeah, and there are some points you do got to invest a little bit of money, which is like the glue and good foam. We use EVA or EVA foam,
Okay.
which is basically those puzzle floor mats.
Yeah.
Very popular, been around for a long time. However, being fabricators, we know that they're not.
Not all foam is created equal.
No, and you could spend a lot of money getting good foam, but sometimes you can find you can get pretty lucky. So we go to Liquidation Worlds, and they sell a ton of those floor mats, and they're pretty
Nice.
good. They're decent. And then maybe spend a little money on the finer detailed stuff that if you need to make from foam. So actually, Shay, you have a little belt made from EVA foam.
Yeah.
That he should show. EVA is
move the camera back a
amazing.
little bit.
Krogan is pretty much all EVA, and a lot of people ask me if the frame was like PVC piping or metal framing or anything. Nope, it actually only has is 2 corrugated plastic inserts on the shoulders just to give it a bit of stiffness, and the rest of it is all pretty much EVA foam.
Yeah, for example, this is my daughter's belt from Teen Titans Go. It's her Terra belt. It's got a little T on it, and this is all EVA foam from one source or another. I got actually working pouches that open up. Everyone's seeing they got little Velcro clips on there, and that's one thing she actually begged for. She wanted a pouch that works. A lot of times, last few years, all of her pouches looked like they opened, but they never did. But these ones really opened, and she was ecstatic. But as Juan said, on the back, you'll see that corrugated kind of diamond plate looking foam, and that's all it is. And then a lot of times when you go into Michael's, you go over to their craft foam section, and you can get little
8 by 11.
So these are kind of like the mats that you use to just suspension mats for your feet, right?
Anti-fatigue
mats.
Yeah.
Really cool.
Going back to Shay being tools, a sharp X-Acto knife, it could be a loony store, or you could be a really expensive X-Acto knife. It doesn't really matter. But the tools are important. There's basically, for EVA fabricators, ruler, Sharpie, X-Acto knife with lots of blades. Doesn't matter what thickness of X-Acto knife. I use a certain triangle one, but really it could be the box cutter. Heat gun. And Dremel, thank you. I was trying to rotary tool.
Rotary tool, Dremel.
The Dremel does a lot of cool stuff. Rivets. It helps you smooth out pieces of the foam, make them thinner. It does produce a lot of dust. My recommendation, if it's the first time doing it, our lungs are screwed anyways already. So wear a mask, even just a face cover mask, because the dust is very fine on EVA foam. But a rotary tool is really useful. Heat gun. Some people do like to use heated knives, which gives you a nice seam when you cut. I used to, but it gets really gunky, and then the heat knife doesn't work anymore, and you're just melting the foam. So, sharp X-Actos.
Sharp X-Acto knives. So you've got X-Acto knives, a lot of this polyurethane foam, this special glue, this contact cement glue. What kind of paints? What are we painting with here? Watercolors, acrylics? What are we using for paints?
I've used a whole bunch, and I used to spend a lot of money on spray paints, because you can go in there and you buy your spray paints. But what happens a lot of time on the foam, it can crack a little bit if you add too much of it. Like you're like, no, I need this color deeper, and all of a sudden you move it and it flexes and it cracks.
Okay.
So I've been using a lot of actually just dollar store acrylic paints, but the key thing is you're going to want to seal a lot of the foam beforehand.
How do you
I
seal
would say
it?
that would be the key.
The key to sealing it is what?
If you don't
seal it with
heat sealing and
use a heat gun.
Oh, okay. So use a hot torch.
And actually, you can actually see it. So when you go across the foam, it starts to change color right away. It gets darker and smoother because the foam is starting to compress and get melted. That's step one. Step two, you use a sort of a sealant like a Flex Bond. I use Mod Podge or Flex Bond. Mod Podge is basically wood carpenter's glue, right? So that gives it a nice seal, and then you can paint it. However, Adam and I have used this is automotive paint on this one. So this is primer and then automotive paint on top. So
yeah, I've used if you want something to remain flexible, like for the belt here, what I end up using is a lot of some people will use Plastidip.
Yes,
Plastidip is very
expensive.
And I've ended up using a lot of Leak Seal, like just that big cans you can buy for $12.
Leak Seal is the best.
Yeah, I use Leak Seal. I use the black stuff, the
white stuff, gray stuff, yellow, brown,
whatever I can get.
Yeah,
I look for it to find it's useful. It's useful stuff.
Actually, all the brown on the Krogan didn't even have to repaint it. That's all brown Leak Seal. It was the perfect color. It matched. It was like, they thought of me. Make it easy.
I'm holding this gun here, right? Yeah. Who made the gun?
I did.
Okay, and you go on about Leak Seal. I just want to finish that.
Okay. Actually, one of our friends, you know him, Adam, CosBot.
CosBot, love you, dude.
I love CosBot.
I met him a few times.
I hate him. He's amazingly
tall.
talented. He's like, when people see him, they're like, he's
the real Batman.
He's like 6'5".
We just said it. He is the real Batman.
He is the real Batman. 6'5", super nice guy, and he uses that Leak Seal as his sealant and his actually paint on some of the stuff he said. Just because it does so well. It's got a nice flex to it too. But because we know so many talented people. It's
there's the community is fantastic. However, anybody who's interested, any dads that are interested, doing it with their kids and stuff. I'm not gonna lie. The community has problems like anything else. There's people that say it shouldn't be bought, it should be fully built, it should be this, and everybody has an opinion. I guess the tip that we say as Cosplay Dad is don't listen to people. Do what you like. Store bought.
That's right. Don't give a shit what other people think.
Don't give a shit.
Like.
Everybody's going to have an opinion. Somebody will always troll or make a comment.
Exactly. Who cares?
If you like it and you wore it,
do it.
Do it. And that's the most important thing. We all are on the same page here. Like we've always talked about this, that if we had absolutely nobody, we appreciate everybody that follows us. But if somebody said at the end of the day, if Instagram went down, Facebook went down, everything went down, would you still be cosplaying? And we totally would be, because for us it's the fabrication.
Yeah, you're the cosplay dads. You better be able to check on you. I'll phone you later. Forget internet. I'll be like, you guys, you still doing this? You bet.
By candlelight.
Yeah, there you go. Tacos we just got here.
Heat sealing with candles.
You can actually heat seal in your oven.
Oh yeah, oven is
a really hot stove element in a pinch.
I want Adam to jump in and just give us a quick explanation of this gun here.
Sure.
You made this, right?
Yes, I did.
I'm holding it, ladies and gents, boys and girls, and it's pretty heavy. Like, it's not what you might think. Like, you would look at it and go, "Oh, it's all light. That's so light." And it's like, no, this thing's weighted. It's got some meat to it. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Tell everybody what's going on here.
Pretty much, this started out as pink insulation foam.
Wow.
Just something I had laying around from a previous project.
Okay.
And it's really funny because this gun only just got added to the game this week.
Wow.
Yeah.
So this was all built off, again, a 2-second teaser trailer that I hit pause at the right time.
And saw the gun.
Got a blueprint, templated off of it. And
you made the blueprint?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
you just sketch it by hand?
No. What happened was part of the trailer, you see a blueprint scroll across the screen with this gun on it.
Oh.
I hit pause, screenshot that.
The blueprint?
Yeah.
Like,
and
literally.
then I put it into Inkscape.
My goodness, they give this stuff out on the trailers?
Around. Well, they don't mean to.
But
look what guys like you do.
Yeah.
This is what happens, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, when you get the blueprint in the trailer. Here we go.
Yeah, so
1 week later, we've got the gun. We've got the gun that brings it all down.
Yeah. But, anyways.
So pink foam inside, and then
there's
what?
no pink foam in this one.
Oh.
What ended up happening is I traced it out, cut it out, shaved it all down so it was this shape.
Okay.
And then I made a 2-part silicone mold.
Oh, wow. Around that.
And to open the mold, I had to break the gun.
Oh, no.
But now I have a perfect copy of that gun.
Okay.
Or a perfect negative. Did a few pieces of EVA foam to eat up some volume, and then poured in liquid plastic. 10 minutes later, it cooled, and I popped this thing open, and out came my rifle.
Wow. So when somebody says...
So you can make a gun again and again and again.
I've got about 6 of them in my basement ready to go.
That is amazing. And you're going to sell these on Instagram, on your website?
Absolutely.
Okay, so these guns are for sale, ladies and gentlemen. Go to Hot Shot Cosplay, direct message Adam, and he will send you one of these, ship it anywhere in the world, UPS,
I mean, anywhere in the
DHL,
world, there's not
whatever
going
it
to be
is.
too many problems about sending
You're
guns
going to have
into
to
their
pay in
country,
advance, I'm sure, by PayPal, but he'll be happy to send you one. And also, all 3 of these guys are available for commission work, and they will work on any kind of project as long as there's some cool factor in there and some money involved. So get in touch with these guys on all 3 of their Instagram feeds. This is amazing, by the way. I can't believe it. And the thought of you going to make the mold rather than just the one of, I see people making tons of one ofs, and you're like, hey, why don't I make the mold instead of the one of, and then I'll make a bunch. And I love that idea.
The
I
initial
love it.
thought was, because
Again, one of?
We're getting all our information like
trailers,
drip fed to us
yeah.
through trailers, and in the trailer, every single member of the Andromeda team had that rifle. So my idea was, I need to make one of these
for everyone,
for everybody, and rather than spending, 5 weeks doing a gun a week, I'm just gonna make one, spend the money on the mold materials, and then I can make 4 more in about an hour.
Oh, it's amazing. I think we've got one more helmet to show everybody. The other,
I always tell people, even keep your discards. This was a discard from an original cast from a friend of mine.
So that's another tip. Then we got to highlight these tips, guys.
Yeah. So that way you can make more of the same.
Again, look at this.
This one, actually, the EL wire. I don't know if it comes up.
Oh yeah, they can see it.
Maybe I can make it. There we go. So this one again, foam. This was really fun to wear.
Look at this. That is awesome.
This is a test. I'm using automotive vinyl wrap.
Okay.
And we were talking about that because we saw. I don't know who they are. I wish I could give them
a phone.
They are two Cylons. The Cylons from Battlestar Galactica.
Yep.
And they have this amazing chrome, and really it's just this vinyl wrap. And so I was testing it on this helmet, and it works beautifully. It gives you a really nice chrome shine without having to paint it chrome, I guess, or get it chrome dipped, which can be really expensive.
Unbelievable. This is so cool. I'm so happy to meet you guys and see the kind of work that you guys are able to do and the creativity that comes out of you and your thoughts and the way that you get the blueprints and the images and the child influence and the friends and the internet. You bring it all together, boys. You're literally bringing it all together. You're bringing creativity to the masses. So again, you have a day job. I'm guessing you have a day job. I'm guessing you have a day job. So this is all this cosplay stuff is obviously part-time hobby.
Yeah.
So besides the cosplay and besides the day jobs, do you guys do anything else that's interesting, neat, or weird?
I DJ and make music. Draw, paint. I also, what do you call it? I'm a banker, so.
Okay. So you do financials for people.
Financials,
there you go. Juan
yeah.
Gallardo, get your financials handled with this man.
Yeah.
What about you, Shay? What do you do other than these two topics, being a dad and cosplay?
I'm a framer, so I build houses.
Cool.
So this kind of translates back into using my hands when I get home from making things. I'm used to making big houses. Now I make just little things. And it's fun. It keeps me. It keeps helping with a lot of stuff because then you start to use finer measurements, making sure, like I know how to, make blueprints and read blueprints and all that fun stuff. It translates well. But yeah, being a dad and this weekend I'm building a shed if anyone wants to help because
message him at
Is it tacos? Are we paying with tacos again?
Building a shed.
I got some crack and rum and some
pizza.
Some pizza.
Tacos?
Well, no, probably hot dogs and hamburgers. Yeah.
I think we should have some tequila after this podcast. We might have a shot of that.
I got to start moving a bunch of stuff. I have so many bins of stuff. I got to get it out of there and put it somewhere. So it's all going up outside.
Okay.
I see our buddy Dale. It's his birthday today. Happy birthday,
Happy birthday, Dale.
Woo! Happy birthday,
That's
Dale.
Canadian Wolverine.
Canadian Wolverine.
Nice. Canadian Wolverine's tapped in. So, what about Adam? What do you do during the day, and how does this fit into your lifestyle?
Well, I'm a delivery driver.
Cool.
So I deliver windshields to automotive glass
shops
places.
all day out of like a giant warehouse.
Pretty much.
Kingsglass.ca. That's Kings Glass North and South locations. That's our client. Look them up. Get your windshield chips and your windshields done. And Adam,
I deliver
delivers
those
glass.
windshields.
See right there. That's our boy right here. So he can give you the skinny. I don't know if he can give you a deal, but at least he's going to deliver your windshield in good order. Okay.
No
chips on
I
it.
just drive the truck, man.
That's right. No deals, but good order. Okay.
Fast.
And then, so besides a full time, that sounds like a 9-to-5 job in mind. So what else do you do after that? What else?
Well, essentially I leave work, pick up my little guy, and we hang out, we watch cartoons, we play video games. I mean, we should be working on letters and numbers and stuff like that, but I mean, Dragon Age and Mass Effect is so much more important.
Teach us skills.
So yeah, we hang out, we do dad and son things. And
I love it. I love
once he
hearing
goes
that.
to bed, I'm down in the basement working away.
Nice, attaboy. So your basement workshop is in your house?
Yes.
Juan, basement
A
workshop
garage
as well?
and the basement, yeah.
So your garage and basement's taken over by this hobby?
Yeah.
Basement.
Same thing with you, Shay?
Yeah, basement.
The whole basement's taken over?
Well, the basement's also getting developed, so it was an empty basement, which was good, and now
you know what to do with your basement. See,
Build a craft room.
Like
Build a craft room.
Yeah, build a craft room. Take your kids downstairs after work and go crazy. Do this kind of thing. Daft Punk helmets. Guns from Mass Effect, right? Yeah, all this kind of stuff. Cool belts. Like, there's no excuse not to be able to play, have fun. And like these guys said, a lot of the stuff is not that expensive. They're going to the dollar store, liquidation world, loony stores and things, and turning other things into awesomeness. That's part of creativity. And I think what they're all participating in is creativity. And that's why I have them on my show. The Jan City podcast is always featuring cool and creative people like these guys on the show. So again, I want to thank you guys for coming. Now, we're not ending just yet. I just want to thank you. I'm grateful for you guys to stop by and bring your topic to my show. Can we give any shout-outs now? Why don't you all take a minute? Is there someone that you have a mentor, O'Shea? Is there someone that you watched on Instagram and drew you here? Oh, so
actually,
Juan is someone that kind of like made you competitively involved?
Well, what happened was, like I said, I had my daughter who started doing costumes. When I was a kid, I made actually quite a few costumes by myself. And then when I was a little bit older, Halloween costumes and stuff like that, I made a few cool ones. But it was when I decided I wanted to actually make something as opposed to buy something.
Okay.
And then I made a bunch. I hurt myself really badly, and so I ended up making a bunch, watching stuff online. There's tons of tutorials on YouTube,
everyone's seen them on
that.
YouTube by now.
YouTube. But what ended up happening, though, was to increase from being one level to the next. Was actually because of Juan.
So Juan pushed you.
He didn't know he was pushing me, but he pushed me.
Good to know that now, yeah.
We went to the Red and White Expo.
It comes out.
Went to the Red and White Expo. My daughter was dressed as Harley Quinn, and I was dressed as Deathstroke, my first version of Deathstroke, which was a black and orange one. And I somehow beat him in the costume contest, and I don't know how.
He's never
and I looked, and I was just like, I got to do better. So then that made me up. It went from being something that I was just... I worked hard on it and I was proud of it, but then all of a sudden I looked at someone else's and I was like, I want to push myself to do a little bit better.
Yes.
So that was...
So Juan helped push you. That's awesome.
Juan helped push me, and so then I came out with my second version of Deathstroke, which was really good. The most uncomfortable thing I've ever worn. When I took it off, it looked like someone had attacked me and scratched me all over because the material I used... It had fine little pieces of plastic digging into my whole body.
Oh no.
But it was. And there's a few other guys out there, like we mentioned.
Hey, Kirsten.
Cosbot up in Edmonton.
Cosbot.
Nice.
Lots of good stuff. Like he's a good guy too. He came out and visited my cousin's little guy who got out of the hospital, and he came down from Edmonton. He went to a party, but took a couple hours out to go visit him. And that was sweet, and that's one thing I like about this community. There's a lot of sweet, awesome people that will go out of their way to help you
and support your
hobby.
hobby.
Yeah, don't be afraid to ask for help. Like, if you don't know something,
direct message these guys. Go ahead, don't be shy.
I have some really good mentors that help me out.
So we're gonna move to one. Go ahead, tell us something.
But
tell us who you're following.
There's one person. Oh, it's two. I follow Hotshot because he's pretty cool.
I do all right.
Hotshot CosPlay.
He does things that...
You see how one led the other to the other here, guys? You following along? It's amazing.
But it's always good to find somebody that does something opposite from you. So, like, he's definitely a mold, casting, resin, knows how to mix those concoctions really well because he's like a wizard. He goes like this, and he's like knows the measurements. And I don't do that, so I'm okay. It takes me a long time to do a cast. This guy does them amazingly. But there's one other guy. He's a fabricator, and I have to give him a shout out. Hope he's online. If not,
what's his name?
Clay Stoosh from Castleguard. Stoosherman. Stooshman. He's been on Reddit. He's been on Kotaku. He did an Ultra Mega Man for this last expo. That dude is amazing. He's like me. We use garbage buckets, plastic from the bins. Go to the Looney store. Turkey basters, whatever, just to make the costume freaking awesome. So
that's amazing, the stuff that you guys will modify in order to make this reality, a visual connection on that. So what about you, Adam? Where do you find your bag of tricks? Where's your mentorship coming from?
That's a tough one. I follow so many different people for so many different reasons. Not to just plug big name guys, but Punish Props, Bill Duran, that guy is an excellent resource.
Absolutely.
That's how I learned how to cast and mold things. Evil Ted.
Evil Ted.
Yeah, he shows a lot of foam fabrication.
YouTube tutorials, number one.
Locally, there's a few people as well. Stoosh, again, because, it's my boy. Mm-hmm. But yeah, the ladies at Twin Flame Fabrication.
Yes, absolutely.
They are fantastic. And my wife for letting me spend a ridiculous amount of money on stupid shit. And Alana Waffles for
Yes, Alana.
helping me learn how to sew and kind of work the social media angle a little bit better.
Well, that sounds like an amazing list of mentors and people that have sponsored you over the years and done an amazing job of that. So happy to hear that. Happy to see that. We're just messing with the phones here a little bit, everybody.
Phones are slight.
Oh,
Phones are not
Slight
dying,
down.
but just timing out. So sorry if we lost you guys. We're back.
yeah, we're back.
We're back.
Just the internet, it kicks us off of things.
Yeah. So
Well, we should wrap up anyway. I think we've been talking for a little while here now, and it's almost at that hour mark here. We've just got a couple minutes left, and then we'll call it a day, gentlemen. But I think what we showed everybody is that one, they can do this at home. Just take over the basement with your family and your friends. I think we showed everybody, number two, this doesn't have to be expensive. You can go to Looney Stores, Value Village, and all the places you could think of. Recycle things, use the oddest things and turn them into magic, right? And that's what these guys are doing, and they've shown you that. Number four, they've shown that the community that they've joined with their hobby is actually supportive. They recognize each other. They have respect for one another. They're out there helping each other perform in different cosplay competitions, right? And these Comic-Cons. And that's where these guys go to compete with the costumes. They've shown us that creativity is at the core of all of this. So how you paint things, how you burn things, how you bond things, what glue you use, what blah, blah, blah. These types of things are all creatively spawned off from these guys' imagination and the influence of others. Number six, they've showed us to follow mentors, to use the YouTube videos, the DIY, and to really get involved with that scene, right? There's a lot of information and a lot of knowledge there. Number seven, they've showed us that working together as a team works out, right? So you guys have all bonded as a team. You worked on team projects together. Number eight, they've showed us that this is a family affair. So it's not just about dad, kids, uncles, cousins, everyone's involved, right? Yeah. This is a kind of thing that doesn't matter the age group. Even grandma could help out in a costume making situation if she had some skills, right? Just saying, right? Someone's good, right?
A lot of grandmas know how to use a sewing machine.
Exactly.
Absolutely, right? Absolutely. See,
Yeah.
Shay's mom's been involved. Number 9, doesn't matter where you live. You could be in the middle of farmland nowhere. You could be in the middle of downtown Vancouver or Calgary or wherever. And the internet is connecting to all the fans and all the cons happen in all the cities. So you can participate, right? You guys agree with that? Doesn't matter where you live. And then number 10 is that this is one of the most inviting, easy hobbies to get involved in. Would you agree with that too? Like, no one's kicking anybody out. There's not a big fee to get involved. There's not a big bunch of ego that you're not included if you made a costume this way or that way, right? Like, everyone's involved. Everyone's included, right?
It's
a 10 out of 10 kind of gig.
It's a pretty positive experience.
It's pretty positive.
There you go. So there's 10 amazing things. Listen to these boys. So what else besides the positive part? Go on. You were thinking something there.
Well, I was going to say I've had maybe 1 or 2 negative experices the whole time I've been doing this.
How many years have you been in the cosplay game?
About 4.
4. Yeah. How many years for one?
A lot.
6, 8, 10?
Probably 10.
10?
Yeah.
Shay?
Yeah, right around 4 with some here and there with Halloween stuff, which is...
Halloween got you in, right? Halloween was a gateway drug to cosplay?
I did stuff with Halloween and then realized I could wear it all year round at different places.
Okay, did you guys hear about that oil and gas company downtown that bought everyone's Superman costumes there? There was about 400 of them purchased. 400 Superman costumes. It was last year or the year before. No. And their entire staff got to wear these costumes and go all around downtown for lunch. Spend the whole day in Superman costumes.
That's awesome. And
it lit up downtown. There was more questions being asked. Metro covered it. You guys can Google it later. But I thought dressing up to work and creating that kind of atmosphere and stuff was such a great idea. There's a sense of empowerment. Can you guys explain that to the audience? Like, what is that empowerment all about? Tell us quickly.
I get that. It helped my daughter being little. It helped her learn to say to actually even say no to people, because sometimes if she doesn't feel like she wants a picture taken, she'll say no. It gives her confidence where she's able to talk to a lot of people. She's met a lot of people. For me, it was a way to get out and meet some more people that have very similar ideas, because you don't necessarily get that at work all the time when you're like, oh, I'm going to dress up, and people are like, oh yeah, yeah, sure you are.
Sure. Why?
But, there's definitely that's good. I've seen it, and I've as doing this cosplay thing, a lot of times what happens is you'll have other people that are a little bit socially awkward will come and actually talk to you because you're no longer a person that would be mean to them, potentially, but you're a character they like. And I've talked to lots of people that were autistic, that were just...
They love you.
They love what you're doing. Some of them are critical, and my ex-wife's son was had a strain. He was on the spectrum a little bit, so we interacted with some other kids that were very similar. And so I knew that's what was happening when they'd come up and they'd start talking to me, and I knew how to, deal with
how
it.
to interact.
Yeah, and it wasn't shock, it wasn't surprise, and it was nice, and I was able to bring them out of the shell. They would come and talk to me. They'd run off to a corner, come back, talk to me, run off to a corner.
And what costume were you wearing when they were really intrigued?
Actually, it was weird. It was a Mr. Zaz costume, which is a little twisted because the character has got big scars on his head, and he's a serial killer.
So it was interesting to see them attracted to that.
Yeah, it was.
Which screen is yours? Is your camera over here, Shay?
Yeah.
Take 2 minutes and just say hi to those people there and say thank you to everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. That's Sharon. Sharon's amazing. She was from Calgary. She lives in Regina now. She does lots of cosplay, and then Lisa is my cousin up in.
And thank all your fans for obviously supporting you and voting for you when they could, and coming out and support you at the shows and things like that. Juan, go ahead, say thank you to some of your fans.
Yeah, thank you, Longbeards, Brandon.
Hi, Ashley.
Hey, Ashley. Everyone, love you guys. You know that. I think you guys are great.
How can these guys help you? First of all, get these guys some gigs out there. If you're watching right now and you want some costumes made for anything, whether it's corporate, Halloween, or cosplay competitions, these are your boys right here. They've got a team behind them. Hire them, work with them, trade services, whatever it is. But these guys want to be involved in cool projects, so definitely reach out to them, Absolutely. DM them all. I'm going to tell you the links to all of these guys in the podcast later. You'll see the links below the podcast, so we'll share that with all of all social media outlets later on. That'll be out tomorrow, the link to all that. And for tonight, I want Adam to also thank some of his fans. He's on this camera right here, camera 1. Go ahead. Who you got there?
I can't read that, but my followers know I love you guys.
No,
it is all
Pop
about
Culture.
you guys.
We love you.
I'll tell you some of them. I'll get close. Alberta Pop Culture, Woo. Cynthia Kapoor, Shiraka K, I don't know, Steve 62. So just different peeps.
I love you guys. You guys keep me motivated.
You see that?
Keep liking the pictures, keep following, and it helps me put out more and more content for you.
That's awesome. Okay, so let's go down the list one more time. Camera number 1 is Adam. He's known on Instagram as Hot Shot Cosplay. Direct message him. He's also on Facebook under the same name, facebook.com/hotshotcosplay. That's Adam, everybody. This guy right here, camera 1. Number 2 is Juan Gallardo. He is at Beatbot1, BeatBot1 at Instagram. He's also on Twitter as Juan Neofix with 2 X's. And he's on something else on Tumblr as Chronic Shadow. And he's on Facebook as Juan Gallardo and also as Beatbot. So find him, search him, type that in, and look for him. Then we've got Shay and his daughter. He is known as A Rogue and His Little Lady Cosplay. And his handle is A Rogue and His Little Lady. That's it. A Rogue and His Little Lady on Instagram and as well on Facebook. Look them up, direct message these guys, and definitely hire these guys for your thing. Now, my company is called Brandworks, and we are brandworks.ca. Works is spelled WERX. We do videos, commercials, websites, lead generation, e-commerce, Shopify, WordPress, GoDaddy, Wix. We supply consulting. We do all kinds of graphic design. We do printing. Any leads that you could send our way, any way that we can entertain any of this cosplay world or help in any way of getting your guys' website up. I've talked to Juan about setting up a website to rent out his costumes for certain events and also be a costume maker and a consultant and speaker as well. So there's different ways to monetize your hobby, and there's different ways to turn your hobby into a business. And I'm the guy you want to talk to. I'm Jan Serrato. I'm at brandworks.ca. And these guys are on my Jan City podcast. And this is something new that I started for May 2017. I'm happy and grateful to have these guests. And I'm going to bring these guys back in the future. They're going to Drumheller. They're going to the Horror Con. They're going to be doing other events. And I want them back on the show to let you guys know what's going on. I think a part of podcasting is educating our community and sharing our experiences with everybody. We're going to wrap this up. Thanks, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for following us. We're on Instagram, Facebook, and we're going to do this live again. Gentlemen, what do you say?
Thanks.
Keep building. Don't stop building.
There you
Make a
go.
lot of
Don't
stuff.
stop building. I say thanks.
and
Thanks for
things.
tuning in.
Thank you.
guys.
Thank you all.
Check you on the next podcast. Ciao.
Ciao.
There we go.